When it comes to Animal Kingdom, you and I have to stick together, which is why I'm creating an Animal Kingdom crash course so you can learn all my tips and tricks and advice that I've gathered for years and years and years at this underrated park. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. We are back in the world of Disney crash courses to tackle my favorite Disney World park, Animal Kingdom. The goal of today's video is to hit you with a lot of important Animal Kingdom information, but in nice digestible sections, so you can learn as much as possible without being overwhelmed by it all. And if you're still feeling like you need a helping hand after today's video, just because you're more of a visual person who likes to go back and read and look at pictures and refer to example itineraries, whew, that was a lot, then go ahead and scan the QR code you see on the screen now or head to disneyfoodblog.com/Animal Kingdom. After this, you can pick up our free Animal Kingdom quick guide, which is really the perfect digital companion for today's video, and it's going to help you ease into the world of Animal Kingdom. All right, let's start with my favorite point of these DFB Crash Course videos, the lightning round. This is where we sift through the comments of past DFB Animal Kingdom videos to answer some of those really hard to pin down questions and some of the big broad ones that you just need to know the answers to now in rapid fire fashion. Ready? Let's go. First, is this really just a half-day park? Okay, if you've heard from your friends or neighbors or coworkers that you only need to worry about spending half a day in Animal Kingdom, that's not necessarily the wrong answer depending on the kind of park experience you want. Animal Kingdom has the fewest amount of rides available across the Disney World parks, and while the rides they have are good, we'll talk a bit more about the pros and cons later on, it's very possible you'll get them all accomplished by early afternoon if you get to the park right when it opens. That being said, Animal Kingdom still has a whole lot on offer that you can easily fill your day with, like animal walking trails, shows, extra attractions like sketch classes and wilderness explorers activities, meet and greets, and multiple restaurants too. And of course, Nomad Lounge. I will meet you there and spend all afternoon with ya. Lightning round question number 2. Are lightning lanes worth the hassle here? The only 2 reasons I might tell you to go ahead and invest in lightning lanes for Animal Kingdom are 1, the single pass lightning lane for Flight of Passage can be extremely useful on a busier park day, since this ride will have the longest lines you see across the park all day long. And 2, if you have a park hopper ticket and are really planning on just spending half a day or less at Animal Kingdom, you can start making lightning lane selections for the other Disney World parks right after you use your first lightning lane selection in Animal Kingdom. Now, that's kind of a lot to throw at you in a lightning round, but you can learn more about how this strategy specifically works in our tips and hacks for Disney's new Lightning Lane Multipass video. It's up on our channel now. But to go back to the original question, if you're planning on staying in Animal Kingdom all day during your visit and you're going to be traveling during an average or non-peak crowd level time of year, then no, you probably don't need lightning lanes unless you really hate the idea of standing in line for over 20 minutes for any ride whatsoever. Lightning lane question number 3, is this the worst Disney World park? Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Animal Kingdom gets a bad rap sometimes. On top of it not having too many rides to choose from, it's also the park that closes earliest, doesn't have as many late night extra offerings for guests, doesn't have fireworks. That being said, I called it my favorite park for a reason when starting off this video. Now, as you know, my favorite park is usually the one I'm in at the time, but Animal Kingdom and I have a special connection. The atmosphere is chill, you don't feel nearly as pressured about accomplishing everything you possibly can in a day. The theming is so incredibly intricate and beautiful, and while the quantity of stuff here might be lacking at the moment, the quality of it certainly isn't. From the rides, the restaurants, the shows, and hundreds of different animals, it's impressive stuff, y'all. Lightning lane question number 4. Is it true there's going to be less to see here in 2025? Well, yeah, that actually is true for now. Dinoland USA will be closing to make way for the new Tropical Americas themed area called Pueblo Esperanza, which will feature attractions and details from Encanto and Indiana Jones. We're excited for this, but it's going to take some time before the Tropical Americas are ready for their big debut in Animal Kingdom. So while sections of Dinoland will be closing in phases as Disney starts up construction in this area, Pueblo Esperanza isn't slated to open until sometime in 2027. The first phase of closures will be on January 13th, 2025, taking away Triceratops Spin, Fossil Fun Games, and Chester and Hester's Dinosaur Treasures gift shop, RIP. However, the Dinoland restaurants and Dinosaur Dark Ride will remain open for a little while longer. Now, there is one new experience coming to Animal Kingdom that we can look forward to seeing in 2025, and that's the new Zootopia Better Zoogether show taking over the Tree of Life Theater next year. However, that does mean we've got to prepare for yet another closure, the It's Tough to Be a Bug 4D show, which was a super censor nightmare for sure, but I know this was also a fun, nostalgic show for a lot of longtime Animal Kingdom guests too. So sorry if the loss of this attraction hits a nerve for you, but I'm personally going to be relieved to see something new here that's hopefully way less traumatizing. Now, before you head to Animal Kingdom, there are a few important things I need to tell you about first. Animal Kingdom tends to have the cheapest single-day tickets. When you purchase multi-day tickets for the Disney World parks, they're all going to cost the same price depending on your first park day selected. However, if you're just wanting to go to one Disney World park and one Disney World park only during your Orlando vacation, the price of park tickets is going to be different depending not only on what day you choose to visit, but what park you go to. And more often than not, Animal Kingdom's going to give you the cheapest park tickets property-wide. Now, if you're looking for a one-day Disney park ticket and you want to save some money, Animal Kingdom's not a bad route. Take a look at the single-day price ticket calendar on the Disney World website. See those starting prices listed on each day? Starting prices are more often than not going to be Animal Kingdom's prices. The plus following those listed starting prices is going to apply to all the other 3 parks. That being said, if this is your first trip to Disney World and you've only got one day to make the most of your time inside the Disney bubble, probably I wouldn't choose Animal Kingdom. I know, I just told you how much I love this park and I stand by it. However, it's not going to give you the quintessential Disney experience like Magic Kingdom is going to give you, which is why Magic Kingdom's single-day ticket prices are usually going to be the highest of the ticket pricing spectrum. That said, Animal Kingdom is not a bad park to start off your trip. I know it's tempting to kick off your visit with that quintessential Magic Kingdom park if you're going to be on the Disney scene for more than one day. I mean, there's nothing quite like stepping foot on Main Street, USA at the beginning of your trip and being greeted by Cinderella Castle. It's just magical. However, if you're traveling with younger kids in your group who've never done something like Disney before, starting things off with Magic Kingdom can sometimes be super overwhelming. That's a jam-packed park, lots of rides, lots of characters, and unfortunately lots of potential sensory overload moments. But remember what I said about Animal Kingdom. This park is pretty chill with lots of other options that don't force your kids to be hit with lights and sounds and loud noises at all angles. So while the lack of rides in this park might be a big downfall for some, it might be a big selling point for your family if you think it'll help ease your kids into the Disney park scene at an easygoing pace. So what should you do when you're not ready to call it quits? Since Animal Kingdom often closes as early as 6 to 8 p.m. throughout the year, you might still be raring to go and ready to take on more Disney experiences while or if you've still got energy to spare. So here are 5 things you can do after your Animal Kingdom day ends to keep the Disney party going. You can go on a Starlight Safari. Whether you're staying at the nearby Animal Kingdom Lodge or not, everyone is welcome to book reservations for the resort's Starlight Safari via the My Disney Experience app or Disney World website. This is an hour-long tour that takes place on the resort's personal savannah well after the sun goes down, so you'll receive night vision goggles to help you spot the African wildlife that call the savannah home. It's very, very cool and something you're not going to be able to do literally anywhere else in Disney World. The Starlight Safari is typically offered 2 to 3 times each night and costs about $75 to $89 per person, which from a Disney World behind-the-scenes tour perspective is pretty cheap. You could also have a date night at the top of Grand Destino Tower, wine, tapas, beautiful fireworks views across the water. Dahlia Lounge at Grand Destino in Coronado Springs is a great way to wrap up your park day. And since Coronado Springs is in the Animal Kingdom area, it's only a short bus ride away. You could return to your resort for a nighttime swim. While Disney's resort pool times are subject to change, typically you can take a dip in them from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and maybe even later than that during the summer months. So if you had a sweltering day in Animal Kingdom, a nice, cool evening night swim might be the perfect way to simmer down and make your kids happy if they've been begging you for a swim all day anyways. You can head to Disney Springs for some hop-in nightlife. Between shopping and dining, catching a show, or maybe even going for a round of bowling, there's plenty of things to do here to fill up the rest of your night after Animal Kingdom closes. Or you could hop over to another park to watch their fireworks. If you've got a park hopper ticket, you can jump over to one of the other 3 Disney World parks, which usually stay open a little bit later than Animal Kingdom, to experience their fireworks or nighttime spectacular. And if you don't have park hopper tickets, that's okay. You can still watch those park fireworks from a distance for free at places like the beachside at Polynesian Village Resort, the marina area at Grand Floridian, and the 4th floor observation area at Contemporary Resort. Now, as we explore the best restaurants and snack stands that you can find in Animal Kingdom, I'm also going to take you on a walk down memory lane with a few of these back during the early days of DFB, because several Animal Kingdom restaurants have been on my best ofs radar for not just a little while, but for literally over a decade. Starting at the Oasis. Since the Oasis is basically Animal Kingdom's park entrance, there's really not a lot to choose from food-wise around here, except for Rainforest Cafe, which is right there before you enter the park. As far as being the best food ever, it is not. However, the menu is expansive with a lot of dishes that'll cater to a lot of different palates. The real reason you go here, though, aside from gaining the ultimate tourism vibes, is for the jungle-centric atmosphere with animatronic animals in the dining room. Tracy Tree in the gift shop, of course, and the thunder and lightning storms every 15 to 20 minutes. And even if you don't end up eating at Rainforest Cafe, you might still want to use its private park entrance at the very least. Yep, you still need a park ticket to enter Animal Kingdom. We're all law-abiding citizens here after all. But if you go through the Rainforest Cafe gift shop to the park entrance there, you'll find fewer crowds and a quiet spot not many guests tend to visit. Need a morning cup of joe before starting your park day? There's also a Joffrey's stand just outside the park gates that'll sell you the basic Joffrey's blends, as well as a seasonal specialty or two, or maybe a giant donut, which can be super useful if you don't want to deal with the Starbucks crowds once you're inside the park. In Discovery Island, once you get past the Oasis, your dining options become a whole lot more expansive, especially once you set foot here. This is actually where you're going to find my all-time favorite Disney World lounge, Nomad Lounge, which I've been a huge fan of since it first opened back in May 2016. I can remember that day clearly because it was the first time Animal Kingdom had ever decided to extend its regular park hours to like 11 p.m. to accommodate its now defunct Rivers of Light nighttime spectacular. Regular park hours in Animal Kingdom nowadays definitely don't go that late anymore and usually wrap up around 6 to 8, but there indeed was a time when you could party the night away in Animal Kingdom. While the late night offerings aren't available like they used to be, Nomad Lounge is still as tasty and vibrant as ever. I love this place. I will continue going here probably forever. It's always on our top recommendations list featured in the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining over at dfbstore.com. You can find Nomad Lounge right next to Animal Kingdom's signature restaurant, Tiffin's. And while Tiffin's is a good choice too, it's also a much more expensive choice. Meanwhile, Nomad Lounge offers handcrafted cocktails and mocktails and small plates that won't be nearly as pricey as the full entrees you'll find at Tiffin's, though they're coming out of the same exact kitchen. And while I'd find myself coming back here for those drinks and apps alone, what really makes this a priority watering hole for me is how incredibly relaxing and welcoming it is, whether you choose to sit inside or on the outdoor covered patio. Just make sure to get your name on the walk-up wait list for this place as soon as it opens up each day, either on the My Disney Experience app or in person, because you can't make dining reservations for it ahead of time. By the way, if you use the My Disney Experience app, you're going to have to be somewhat close to Nomad Lounge in order to get your name on that list. You can't get your name on the list from your hotel. It needs you to be within a certain radius. For something even more affordable in Discovery Island, the Flame Tree Barbecue Quick Service is where guests can dine in a lush, outdoor, but covered pavilion overlooking Discovery River. In case the name of this restaurant didn't already give it away, you'll find hearty barbecue classics here, along with my birthday fries on the sides menu. Now, my birthday fries are literally just pulled pork and plastic cheese topped fries that I always grab a basket of if I happen to be in Animal Kingdom on the day I level up at life. But sometimes I get them on other days too. Anyway, how low can we go? For an even more affordable place to eat, or at least snack in Discovery Island, the 8 Spoon Cafe kiosk features a variety of yummy baked mac and cheese dishes, some new churro specialties, and a few Disney staple snacks, like the Mickey pretzel. But really, I only come here for the mac and cheese. Now, I don't have as long a history with Pandora as I do with the other sections of this park, since Pandora first opened back in 2017, replacing Camp Mini Mickey. However, I will say, in that amount of time, Satu'li Canteen and I have gotten to be really good friends. Satu'li Canteen is Pandora's quick service restaurant that celebrates the culture and art of the Na'vi of Pandora. The menu is inspired by Pandora's bounty, whatever that is. But the things it's really known for are its customizable bowls and cheeseburger pods, which are really, really yummy twists on bao buns. That being said, recently Satu'li brought back its breakfast menu, so you can choose to eat here first thing in the morning too. Now, is that breakfast menu going to stick around? Is it only here because it's a busy time for Disney? I don't know. We'll keep you updated. Now, if you don't want to commit to a full Pandora meal, but you still want to try some of that Na'vi grub, you can find Pandora drinks and snacks over at Pongu Pongu too. Along with non-alcoholic and alcoholic sips, Pongu Pongu is also home to an exclusive Pandora snack that I love, but not everybody does, the Pongo Lumpia. This is a spring roll filled with cream cheese and pineapple. Like I said, some folks love it, some folks would rather eat anything but. However, this is a great and affordable snack for all you cream cheese fanatics out there. And even if you don't really like cream cheese, if you're kind of into sweet cream cheese, then maybe you'll like it. I hope you try it. I love it. Moving on to Africa, the unique eats just keep on keeping on over in Africa. But if you want a lot of unique food along with some safer options for picky eaters, then Tusker House's Character Buffet is going to be your best bet. The food on offer here is flavorful and interesting with options like naan bread and dips, tandoori spice rubbed rotisserie chicken, green curry shrimp, and za'atar braised beef. But there are also options on this buffet line that are more kid-friendly with mac and cheese and corn dog nuggies aplenty. Not to mention, during your time at Tusker House, you'll get to join Donald Duck on his dining safari along with Mickey, Daisy, and Goofy too. And really, a round of high fives from the gang makes this food taste even better in my opinion. And I love that they're wearing their safari gear. You know I'm a fan of unique outfits for these guys. You may not realize it yet, but Animal Kingdom's Africa is actually a treasure trove for sweet treats too. Tamu Tamu Refreshments features an assortment of desserts including Dole Whips. You can even get your Dole Whip in float form with or without rum, or you can get the Pineapple Crisp Sundae and switch out the vanilla ice cream for Pineapple Dole Whip instead. Seriously, that's one of my favorite ways to eat Pineapple Dole Whip these days. For something that's sweet, that's a lot less likely to melt on contact with the sun, Zuri's Sweet Shop is Animal Kingdom's confectionery with a bakery case that holds lots of well-known Disney sweets with unique animal makeovers. You can find options like elephant and monkey caramel apples, hippo marshmallow wands, cotton top tamarind cake pops, and tiger frosted cookies, just to name a few. You'll also find some unique to Zuri's treats that you won't find elsewhere, like the dark chocolate Mickey infused with chili pepper, haystacks, those are some of my favorites, tasty no-bake snacks of potato sticks and peanut butter, and seasonal dessert varieties too. Back in 2015, Zuri's was also the place where you could find that infamous poop candy. This candy was called Match the Species, where you could literally sample confections inspired by, don't make me keep saying it. And while, the candy itself was delicious, not enough folks could get over the visual of it, so the short-lived candy concept was flushed. We're jumping continents now from Africa to Asia to check out a restaurant I've thoroughly enjoyed since it first opened in 2007, 2 years before Disney Food Blog became a thing that changed my whole life, and that's Yak and Yeti. Yak and Yeti restaurant is a unique table service that offers a flavorful fusion of Asian cuisine in a beautifully detailed Nepalese-style setting. This is a great alternative if you don't want all you care to enjoy dining like Tusker House, or a signature meal that costs big bucks like Tiffin's. If you don't want a robot gorilla staring at you all meal long like Rainforest Cafe, Yak and Yeti could be the one for you. One of my favorite memories eating here was back in 2011 when Animal Kingdom still had their Jam and Jungle Parade. Anyone remember that one? And I requested a table by one of the restaurant's windows for an amazing view of the floats and characters passing by from down below. It was so cool. You can still request a table next to the upstairs windows there if you want to for some lovely views across the Asia section of the park, but this will be more for people watching rather than parade watching these days. If you don't want a sit-down meal, but you still like the Yak and Yeti vibes going on, Yak and Yeti also has a quick service component called Yak and Yeti Local Food Cafes, which offers similar Pan-Asian cuisine, but in an open-air, immersive quick service environment instead. The quick service is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you can also swing by here for a quick mini mango pie afternoon pick-me-up if you want. Now, I know you can find Joffrey's kiosks literally everywhere on Disney World property, but the Royal Anandapur Tea Company is my favorite. I'd even go so far as to call it one of the most well-themed Joffrey's coffee and tea kiosks in all of Disney World. While this place does serve up all of the classic Joffrey's specialty espresso beverages, the emphasis at this particular location is on its tea, so expect to find a variety of tea selections featured on the menu from around the world. If you get the chance to dine at these locations before Dino Land goes kaput, you should. You really, really should. Take Restaurantosaurus, for instance. This counter service spot in Animal Kingdom not only offers tasty standards like burgers and salads and chicken nuggets, but also provides a kitschy dining room theme based around a group of paleontology students who decide to turn their home base into a restaurant. I have been a proponent of this restaurant forever, since this place opened. I love it in here. I think it's so fun to wander around and really look at all of the Imagineering details. It's one of my favorite places to eat, and I'm very sad it's going away. So if you haven't been, get over there. Just do it for me. And guess what? The Restaurantosaurus Lounge is also tucked into this counter service location. Here you can order small bites and cocktails served in a surprisingly relaxing little corner of this otherwise bustling spot. But the place I'm really gonna miss in Dino Land once it's gone is, of course, Dino Bite Snacks. Dino Bite Snacks has provided me with lots of tasty ice cream treats over the years, but my favorite of those treats, time and again, has always been the ice cream cookie sandwiches. The classic ice cream cookie sandwich is a simple execution, but oh so effective. Just a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream sandwich between two fresh chocolate chip cookies. But with each passing season, Dino Bite also gives us the chance to try seasonal ice cream cookie treats too. Some of our favorites are the double chocolate peppermint ice cream sandwich around Christmas time, or the chocolate strawberry ice cream sandwich around Valentine's Day. Even the mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwich for St. Patrick's Day. So it's going to be a real shame if these ice cream Sammies go away. There used to be a time when you could get ice cream sandwiches like this in every single park, and now I think you can only get them in Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios since Fountain View Cafe left Epcot ages ago. But if we lose them here too, we're going to be down to just 50% of parks giving us these delicious ice cream sandwiches. Next, it is time to rank the best shows at Animal Kingdom, which is really hard because they're all really good. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I'm going to attempt to quickly rank all the shows available in this park from the team's least favorite to most favorite so you can get a good idea of which ones you might want to prioritize. Okay, so last place. It's tough to be a bug. I know, I've already expressed my personal feelings for this one, but maybe I should go ahead and expand on that a little bit more. While It's Tough to Be a Bug is a pretty lighthearted show in Animal Kingdom for the most part, this is not the place to go if you have a fear of bugs. Spiders will drop down from above you, stink bugs will spray you, hornets will sting you, not in a dangerous, painful way, but kind of in a shocking way when you feel something suddenly poke you from the back of your seat. And just when you think you're safe, a whole swarm of bugs will crawl under your butt to exit the theater. It's unnerving and a sensory nightmare.
Hey guys, DFB Bria here. I'll admit it, just like AJ, I'm not a huge fan of this show. I like A Bug's Life. I don't like It's Tough to Be a Bug. I'm so sorry if you love it. I know there's different strokes for different folks, but hey, I do still like to watch the show when my friends are going to see it for the first time because I think it's kind of funny. I'm just a really good friend, I guess. But what I will say is at the end of this show, I'll lift my butt a bit out of the seat after I hear the overhead voice telling us to stay seated at the end, because that's when I know the creepy crawly sensation on the seats is about to happen and I can't stand it. So yeah, if you're like me, kind of lift your booty out of the seat after you hear that end of the show announcement because the bugs are gonna be coming.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bria. I actually always tried to get the last seat in the row so that I could kind of like stand up and not have that feeling too. Now, an honorable mention that we're slotting into this ranking is Feathered Friends in Flight. This one's a cute one that gets overlooked way too often. Feathered Friends in Flight features a couple of expert bird trainers who teach guests all about the birds flying around Animal Kingdom. And of course, you can expect lots of guest appearances from the feathered stars themselves. This show happens several times throughout the day over in Asia and lasts for 35 minutes. Third place is the animation experience at Conservation Station. I don't know if you'd call this one more of a show or a tutorial, but at either rate, we love it. Bria loves it too. It's one of her favorites because, as you know, she is a accomplished artiste, so this is one of her jams. Now, in order to take some pro drawing lessons inside Disney's Animal Kingdom, you're gonna have to board the Wildlife Express train in the Africa section near the Kilimanjaro Safari entrance and ride over to a whole other side of the park that you won't be able to reach by foot. Once you arrive at Rafiki's Planet Watch, you can learn how to draw a popular Disney animated character from an experienced artist, thanks to the 25-minute-long animation experience. The animation experience happens multiple times throughout the day, but you'll need to double-check its showtime schedule via the My Disney Experience app so you don't miss out. The last show usually happens around 4:45 p.m., a few hours before the park closes. Also, give yourself plenty of time to get to this activity. The Wildlife Express train takes about 7 minutes to get from the station and over to Rafiki's Planet Watch, and that doesn't include waiting for the train and boarding and departing and walking over to the Conservation Station building. So if you decide to attend the 2:30 class, try to get to the train station by 2 p.m. at the latest. In second place, now this is where it gets really, really hard. This one might earn me some flack because many of you out there probably prefer Festival of the Lion King over my first place choice today, but I have my reasons for giving Festival of the Lion King, or Folk as we like to call it, the silver, which I'll talk about in just a sec. But for now, let's talk about why I love this show. Festival of the Lion King is a Broadway caliber show filled with pageantry and costumes, music, puppeteering, acrobatics, all based around the original story of Disney's animated classic, The Lion King. The theater is sectioned into 4 parts: the elephant section, the giraffe section, the warthog section, and the lion section. And that's important because before Simba and the gang arrive for the show, you're going to need to make them feel welcomed, which means you'll need to greet them in your assigned animal's personal way. Don't worry, the cast members on stage will tell you how it's done, but when you're prompted, get ready to release the animal inside of you. And first place, Finding Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond. Pegging Finding Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond against Festival of the Lion King is very difficult because you're going to want to try and see them both. But the reason I'm giving Nemo here the upper hand is because this show fully fleshes out the Finding Nemo story, whereas Festival of the Lion King is more focused on the songs and dance numbers and fun audience interactions. But you're not going to be seeing Scar pushing Mufasa into a stampede or anything. Meanwhile, Finding Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond is a full puppet show where the fish from the Marine Life Institute, as featured in Finding Dory, proceed to tell us the full but abbreviated story of Nemo's greatest adventure inside P. Sherman's dentist office, and how Marlin and Dory crossed the entire ocean to track down this little clownfish and his lucky fin. Also, I have 2 friends in this show, Jared and Lindsay Bradshaw, who are former Broadway stars who are in this show, and they are just incredible, and I love them so much, and so please go see them. All right, fam, I've got no choice. I've got to tell you the truth about Animal Kingdom's rides. Let's start off on a high note first. Animal Kingdom might not have a lot of rides, but all the ones they currently have are completely unique, meaning you're not going to find anything like them at any other Disney park in the world. Flight of Passage, one of a kind. Navi River Journey, one of a kind. Expedition Everest, one of a kind. Though Matterhorn bobsleds in Disneyland has some similarities with the whole snow-capped mountain roller coaster, scary mountain beast chasing you down sort of thing. This is also the only Disney park where you can take a full-on safari to see hundreds of animals all at once. So if you're a big Disney fan looking for a completely new Disney park experience, Animal Kingdom should be able to help you scratch that itch with their attractions on offer. And now for the more painful truth, literally. While Animal Kingdom's ride lines aren't always outrageously long, they can start feeling longer than they actually are because they get so hot after a while. A lot of those rides have lines that weave in and out of buildings, so while you're kept in the shade and AC sometimes, you're not kept in it all the time. So be prepared for this because you might find yourself standing under the direct sun for longer than you want to. Reapply your sunscreen, wear your hats or bring your UV umbrellas, and perhaps most importantly, stay hydrated. Okay, this is our crash course, so we're not going to go any longer here, but if you want to learn more about Animal Kingdom, because of course you do, and you can't wait another second to dive even deeper into planning your Animal Kingdom visit, make sure to check out our Animal Kingdom YouTube playlist. This is where you're going to find all of our Animal Kingdom specific videos, like the one where we rank every single Animal Kingdom restaurant, or the one where we tell you 50 amazing things to do in Animal Kingdom, or even the one where we talk about the best hidden gems of this park. Believe me, we love Animal Kingdom and we're going to tell you all about it. Whether you've been to Animal Kingdom or not, where would this park rank among the other Disney World parks for you? Rank the Disney World parks in the comments for us, from your all-time fave to your least fave, so we can see if there's some sort of consensus we can all come to. And don't forget to pick up our free Animal Kingdom quick guide right now over at disneyfoodblog.com/Animal Kingdom. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.